We all know the X-Men for their incredible powers. Wolverine's claws, Cyclops' optic blasts, and Storm's control over the weather. But hidden beneath the surface of these abilities is a deeper symbolic meaning. Today, we're going beyond the powers to explain the symbolism behind every mutant type. Before we can understand the different types of mutants, we have to start at the source, the X gene. In the Marvel universe, a mutant is simply someone born with this specific genetic marker. It's not acquired from a radioactive spider bite or a military experiment. It's a part of who they are, from birth. This gene typically activates during puberty, which aligns with that transformative and often awkward time in our own lives. The X gene is not an equalizer. It creates a distinct hierarchy. Marvel canon classifies mutants using a Greek letter system. While there are several classifications, the most widely recognized are Epsilon, Gamma, Beta, Alpha, and at the very top, Omega. This system isn't just about power levels. It's a framework for understanding social status and marginalization. It dictates who can pass as human, who is feared, and who is forced to live in the shadows. To understand the X-Men is to understand that their powers are as much a social commentary as they are a superpower. At the very bottom of this ladder, we find the Epsilon-level mutants. These are individuals whose mutations are passive and often have no practical use. Imagine a mutation that only gives you bright pink skin or makes you smell faintly of burnt toast. These aren't powers. They are social burdens. Epsilons represent the most marginalized group in the mutant world, a powerful metaphor for those in our society whose differences offer no perceived benefit, only stigma. The most well-known examples of this are the Morlocks, a community of mutants living in the sewers beneath New York City. Their mutations often left them with physical appearances that society considered monstrous, forcing them to hide from a world that feared them. The Morlocks are a poignant symbol of what happens when people are cast aside simply for not fitting in. Slightly above them are the Gamma-level mutants. These individuals are often quite powerful, but their mutation comes with a permanent, non-human appearance they cannot hide. Think of Nightcrawler, with his blue fur, yellow eyes, and pointed tail. He is a kind and heroic man, but many people only see a demon. Gammas symbolize the struggle of being unable to pass. Your difference is always on display, making you a constant target for prejudice. They live with the reality that for many, what you are will always be seen before who you are. Their heroism is defined by their choice to do good, even when the world sees them as monsters. Next, we move into the classifications that make up the bulk of the X-Men themselves: Beta and Alpha. Beta-level mutants are powerful, but their abilities have a flaw. They lack perfect control. This represents the idea of almost. The potential is there, but something holds them back, making their own gifts a source of danger. The quintessential Beta is the early version of Rogue. She could absorb the powers and life force of anyone she touched. An amazing ability. But the flaw was devastating. She had no control. A simple touch could be catastrophic. Her power, a source of incredible strength, was also the source of her profound loneliness. Beta mutations are a metaphor for our own imperfections and the struggle to master the parts of ourselves that feel chaotic. And if you're finding this breakdown of the mutant classes useful, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. We go deep into comic book lore like this all the time, and you won't want to miss what's next. Now, let's talk about the Alphas. Alpha-level mutants are the poster children for mutant kind. They possess incredible powers, have complete control over them, and can typically pass as human. They are powerful enough to be respected, but normal enough in appearance to be more acceptable to human society. Think of Cyclops. He is a founding X-Man and a natural leader, but he can never open his eyes without his ruby quartz visor, or he will unleash an uncontrollable beam of optic force. That visor is a constant, physical reminder of the destructive potential he holds back every second of his life. Alphas like him represent the burden of responsibility that comes with great power. They can blend in, but they can never forget what they are, walking a tightrope between their immense capabilities and the need for restraint. And then there are the Omegas. The term Omega level was given a strict and terrifying definition in the modern Krakoan era of the comics. An Omega-level mutant is a mutant whose dominant power has an undefinable upper limit. This doesn't just mean they're strong. It means there is no known ceiling to their potential. We're talking about Magneto, whose control over magnetism extends to the electromagnetic field of the planet. We're talking about Storm, whose weather manipulation can create cosmic phenomena. And we're talking about Iceman, an Omega who can control moisture on a molecular level to create and manipulate organic ice on a vast scale. The symbolism of Omega mutants is about the burden of godhood. It explores what it means to have the power to end civilizations or terraform planets. It touches on themes of ultimate potential, responsibility, and the isolation that comes from being unmatched. In the House of X storyline, Omega-level mutants became the nation builders for the new mutant society of Krakoa, their godlike powers essential for creating a new world. They are no longer just heroes. They are living resources, the pillars upon which an entire species' future is built. But the X gene has one more secret: secondary mutations. This is a phenomenon where an existing mutant develops a second, different power, often triggered by intense stress or a major life change. They're not just power-ups. They are physical and philosophical extensions of who the character is becoming. The most famous example is Emma Frost. Originally just a world-class telepath, she later developed a secondary mutation to transform her body into a near-indestructible organic diamond form. The symbolism is perfect. This new, unbreakable exterior often comes at the cost of her psychic abilities. It represents a physical manifestation of emotional hardening, a trade-off between invulnerability and the ability to connect with other minds. Another is Beast. His original mutation gave him enhanced agility and oversized hands and feet. His mutation later evolved, transforming him into the blue, furry, ape-like creature we know today. This change forced him to confront his own internal conflict, the struggle between his scientific intellect and his more animalistic form. His mutation became a literal reflection of the beast within. Secondary mutations are perhaps the most powerful metaphor in X-Men lore for personal growth through hardship. They tell us that trauma can change us, forcing an evolution that unlocks parts of ourselves we never knew existed. From the bottom of the hierarchy to the top, it becomes clear that mutant powers are never just about the powers themselves. They are a narrative device for exploring the human condition. The Epsilon and Gamma mutants tell stories of social prejudice. The Betas and Alphas explore the struggle for self-control and responsibility. The Omegas question what it means to hold the power of a god. And secondary mutations show us that our identities are not static. They can be reforged by our most difficult experiences. The X-Men's secret isn't about their powers. It's that their powers have always been about us. So I want to know from you, which mutant's journey and the deeper meaning behind their power resonates with you the most, and why? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And of course, if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss our next exploration.